Brought a big box of porn for you. There's some really great stuff in there. We got Boner Jams 03. It's a mixtape I made. Harry Twatter. Everybody Loves Raymond. That's just a really good show. Welcome in to the Bro 4 Squad podcast. We're just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. This is episode 134. And I guess it's now officially the holiday season because we have done our first holiday episode of the year. This is when you know. Fuck Walmart putting out their Christmas decorations. This is when the calendar really turns. I'm your host, the Mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Let's go around and meet the fellow bros joining me tonight for the movie discussion. First, we go into the paint to the enforcer, Matt Geiger. Now, Matt, this past weekend we had the third annual Bro 4 Squad Golf Scramble. Why don't you give the people a summation of the events that transpired at the golf course?
Domination, victory, beer. It was rolled into one. I wouldn't even call it really a competition, since me and Jeff have won all three, and Thurman and Banner have won. If you can do math at home, if not, I'll do it for you. That'd be 0. And maybe we have to switch it up. They switched the rules on us, trying to get a leg up.
We did not switch the rules.
That we've always played a scramble, but they wanted to play best ball, and me and Jeff are like, whatever will make it competitive. But now they have to do a movie commentary of our choosing.
And it's not going to be Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Banner, I'm sorry to say.
Or Ernest 5.
Well, yeah, because you got to start with the first Ernest, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Even though we still haven't done the first Mighty Ducks, I don't think.
Really?
We haven't?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound familiar.
Done D2 and D3.
I don't know. We're pretty good.
One of us would be on there, surely. So none remember? I don't think we did.
I don't remember. Maybe I was.
I don't remember D2 or D3 even. So I'm the wrong person to ask.
You were on it.
That's true. Banner, how would you describe the Bro 4 Squad Scramble this past weekend?
Well, see, you guys think you guys... Maybe you did on the golf card. But in the beer drinking category, I beat all of you.
Wow.
It was close, though.
I mean, maybe.
You don't know what was in my coffee thermos that I had.
Well, I know that in mine I had Irish whiskey.
Touche.
I'm just happy that you or Thurman didn't pull like my back hurts Tiger Woods and withdrawal halfway through. You finished it like men. You did.
Yeah. I mean, if we're one thing, it's probably not honorable, but we'll finish a golf match.
Yeah, for sure.
Although, Matt, that's pretty ruthless. Didn't Tiger Woods have like massive back surgeries?
Yes, but I mean, on some of them, they're kind of questionable. Like when he was playing well, his back was fine, but after a 76, he'd be like, "Listen, I just don't think I can finish this week."
We've all had our own equivalent of that in our own lives.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, if you have not listened to our show before, or even if you have, we start every episode off with the most important thing in any bro's life, and that is chest day. And as you probably saw from the title of this episode, tonight we are doing the Christmas movies of our lives. Now, Matt, you actually came up with or found the music and movie of our lives segment that every member of the Bro 4 Squad did a few weeks and months back. Why don't you tell people how you got the inspiration for this one that we're about to do tonight?
Well, for the movies and music, I basically stole it because people were doing it online for a COVID thing.
We don't steal around here. We strategically acquire.
Yeah, I was like, that's a good idea for a pod. But if you've never heard of it, yeah, Geiger came up with it. So we're basically, it's Christmas season. What can we do for Christmas? Let's pick Christmas movies that we feel are most overrated, ones we absolutely love, ones we dislike, and ones we feel are underrated. Anytime we can start a fight, I still don't know if anyone's going to top Nate Thurman, the Beatles being an overrated band, but who knows? We'll see. That's why we get up every morning.
Who's that guy in the Beatles who they kicked out right before they added Ringo?
Dude, no one knows that.
He was probably at home I'm going to absolutely see when night's coming from the
got a job at JP Morgan. I mean, financially, it made better sense at the time.
It was the prudent decision. And could I go back? I don't think I would change a thing about it. So he tells people at bars, I bet.
Picking Ryan Leaf over Peyton. At the time, it made sense.
Yeah, he had the bigger arm. All right.
More upside.
Banner, why don't you get us started? Again, the 4 categories are most overrated Christmas movies, ones we love, one we dislike, and then our most underrated. Banner, the holiday season would not be complete without you chiming in first. What is your most overrated?
Were you doing overrated
Yeah,
first?
we'll do overrated.
Is that what we're starting with?
Yes.
Elf.
Wow.
It's not a funny movie. It's a slow first act. It's an okay second act. It's an awful third act. It's really not that funny. I don't like it. It's disgusting. He eats syrup on spaghetti.
It is disgusting. Yes.
That's disgusting. Why would I want to watch that?
Now, Banner, by the way, great preview for our Elf movie commentary that's coming out.
Yeah,
Fucking
and
sucks.
I'm not even just
Listen,
saying that
though.
because I haven't seen it. I have officially seen it now, and I stand by my statement. It fucking sucks.
Banner in the second act was kind of starting to feel it, and then once Santa shows up in New York, the thing really does go downhill quickly.
They lost me real fast.
Are you going to defend that, Jeff? Or how do you feel on Elf? I've never.
So I enjoy Elf, but it's not a hill that I'm willing to die on. You know, like I'm not gonna. If Banner wants to put his foot on its throat, I'm gonna let him.
I'll fight for Elf. I think it's the best, like Christmas, like mass watching Christmas movie we have in the new millennium. I would think. You know, I'm not. I hate when people compare it. Like they put it on the same platter as these movies will probably come up later. Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone. It's not that. I get sick of watching it after a while, but I'll watch it about 2 times in December. It's fine. I think it's funny.
A few times in December?
2
Banner,
times.
it's
two
on
times
TV,
in December. I mean, I'm
can't
watching
avoid it.
Christmas movies a ton. I'll watch it twice all the way through. It's not that bad.
I'd rather watch Chopping Mall 4 times in a row before I watch Elf 2 times.
I don't know. I feel like you're being a little hyperbolic. I think you're just dug into that initial stance you took that it sucked before you even saw it.
It does suck though.
So do you just not like Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf, or do you think the whole story is stupid? Or like, what's your real critique here?
Great cast in it too. Don't look fucking Peter Dinklage.
The cast is good.
James Caan.
I honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, I think a lot of it is I never saw it, and I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. And then everybody's like, no, it's really good. I think you'll like it, blah, blah, blah. And I went into it with higher expectations than it deserved. And it was just a huge letdown.
I do think that people prop this movie up a lot more than it should be, but it is kind of a harmless Christmas movie. But I will say, to kind of both of your points, it's on TV a lot, like specifically ABC Family. And I'll watch it for probably like a solid hour. But again, once you get to that third act and Santa shows up in New York, I'm kind of out. I kind of lose interest for whatever reason. That's why I'm glad they never made the sequel to it.
It's very similar to the Lost World. You're fine in the first act. Your second act starts picking up some momentum, and then bam, we got to put a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex in San Diego.
That'll do it.
All goes to hell in a handbasket.
All right, Matt, what is your most overrated Christmas movie?
Man, this was pretty easy for me just because Christmas movies, this is why I don't mind Elf. As long as they're fun and have a decent story, I'll watch them. Miracle on 34th Street, I don't fucking get it, man. It's a very serious Christmas movie. It's not something that I can sit down and fucking watch, especially with the plethora of Christmas movies we have to choose from. I just don't think it's that fucking good. I know a lot of people love this movie. I would say it's one of the most serious Christmas movies. If you look on a top 25 Christmas list, I think that's the problem for me. I just think it's vastly overrated, and I hate. It's like AMC plays it all the fucking time during Christmas. I'm like, you could pick so many other different movies.
Now, there's a 1947 version and then the 1994 one that has the girl from Matilda in it.
Yeah, I'm picking like the 94. That's the one they play all the time.
Yeah, that's the one.
I've never seen. I mean, I doubt the one from the 50s is going to strike my interest more. But
I don't know. Banner and I watched the 1957 Godzilla, and we were digging it.
That was a lot of fun. I think there's a difference in the original. it has a lot more value just in what it was and what it did, and it's an old classic. The remake is just, it's kind of like, okay, you remade a movie that probably shouldn't have ever been remade, and it's not that good. Like, it wasn't a good movie to begin with, so why did we remake it?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is.
It'd be like remaking It's a Wonderful Life because it's so dated. I don't know if you could do it.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. I don't know if you could either.
It's a Wonderful Life is awesome, though. I actually love that movie. But yeah, I haven't seen the 94 one in a while, and I don't remember there being anything that memorable about it when I saw it. I know our parents might be rolling over in their graves for us to say bad things about the 47 one, even though that's clearly way beyond their time. It was kind of like a, maybe cult classic is giving it not enough credit, but like obviously the title rings a bell, right? Like even kids that haven't seen the movie probably know what the title is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Has anyone
it's
seen it all the way through?
I think it's safe to say that the older one's a classic.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I think holidays, that's like so far down on my list of movies that I want to watch or that are going to be making its way through my rotation, or that'll even stop, flipping channels to sit through.
Yeah, zero desire to watch it.
Nice. Always like when we start off with most overrated, then people think we just fucking hate Christmas as we start to bash all the movies.
Well, go ahead. Have people turn off. What's your most overrated?
I mean, it's no surprise if you listen to the pod before. Almost didn't even think about putting it in here because it's so implicit. And might be one of the most overrated films of all time in general. And that is A Christmas Story.
God.
It's just completely run-of-the-mill. It's, I would say, harmless, but that's almost giving it too much credit. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't visually look well. There is one good gag. It's where the Native Americans, he imagines they're climbing into his backyard to like rob him. That part's really funny. Aside from that, like licking the frost on the pole and even the leg lamp stuff, it's like, come on, dude.
Licking the frost on the pole, though, like that's like never been done. That was original at the time.
I know, but
because people like didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that was even a thing until I watched that movie, and then everyone in Missouri was trying it. Why? I don't know. We're boys. We're stupid. Like, why would you do that?
I will say, and now I'm gonna sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but the triple dog dare part in the movie is actually pretty good.
If I can talk for you, I think one of the reasons you think it's overrated is because you don't think it deserves 24 straight fucking hours playing on Christmas Eve.
And I don't get me wrong.
I can understand that. I love the movie, but there's some movies that if they did that, I'm like, okay. Like if they played Hocus Pocus 24 fucking hours on, which I think they've been doing, I'm like, okay, like it's fine, but
yeah. There's maybe like one or two movies that I've ever seen that I could justify that for. It'd be like Back to the Future, and I'll save the other for my top 100 list at the end of the year. But A Christmas Story, that is egregious, especially considering the depth of Christmas movies that we have, and that we'll get into here in a second. It's like treasonous that it gets the entire day of Christmas on TBS. And again, TBS, it's your money. If you want to be fucking stupid with it, go ahead, but don't expect me to just let it happen.
I think Christmas Story, the perfect spot is like a 7:00 Christmas Eve. That's sure. And just one time. And that's when it comes on. It becomes a Christmas tradition. Hey, we take this next hour and a half as a family, and we all watch Christmas Story. 7:30 on Christmas Eve.
I like those 24 hours. It's just original. It's cool. I mean, my family, we have it on. You know, when we had a Christmas Eve party, we had it on in the background. And then we had it on when I was opening presents when I was a kid. So I was like, dude, I've always kind of dug it.
Yeah, it is kind of cool to have something on in the background. I feel like because it gets that 24-hour time loop, people put it up on this pedestal. They're putting the pussy on a pedestal when it comes to A Christmas Story.
Really, right. It's TBS's fault.
100%, but they've created the monster now. We all have to fight it, you know? All right, the second category are Christmas movies that we love. Let's get positive here. Let's go reverse order. Matt, it's a Christmas movie that you love.
All right, I guess I'll do two. I don't know if the second one will ever be talked about. One is... Fuck. I think I love Christmas Vacation a little more than Home Alone, even though I fucking love Home Alone. Christmas Vacation, I could watch every single fucking day for 25 straight days in December. Not even fucking lying. I fucking love that movie. It never gets old. It's hilarious. The second one is one that I believe me and Jeff saw in theaters, which is Office Christmas Party, which if you guys have not seen that, it is fucking hilarious. Whenever me and Jeff saw it, I think Jeff's going to bring up one that we actually saw the year before Christmas. When we saw that, we're like, dude, Christmas comedies are fucking back, because this movie with TJ Miller and Jason Bateman, we were laughing our fucking ass off. Olivia Munn's in it. There's a lot of like SNL, I guess they're alumni now in it, but it is a fucking great movie.
Isn't Kate
Check it out if you haven't seen it. Jennifer Aniston's in it too, who's actually a comedic genius when you give her a fucking chance. Like that in Horrible Bosses, she's like the funniest chick in the fucking world the last couple years.
Isn't she TJ Miller's sister in that movie?
Yes.
She's like a little bitch, yeah.
And she like her dad, like who runs the company, is dead. She's like missed her Harvard graduation to go to the X Games with TJ Miller. He's like, I sponsored a guy's board. Like he wanted to go check it out.
I love how the premise is that they need to keep this big time client. And so they need to invite him to like a kick-ass office Christmas party. And they ask him at the meeting, let's just say his name's like Dustin. They're like, Dustin, do you party? And he goes, I used to. And TJ Miller's like, we got him on the
It's like the Clint Eastwood, just one more time, one last ride guy.
And then, of course, everything gets burnt to the ground.
Great flick. Not sure if it's on Netflix. It's one I will definitely search for in the next couple weeks, though. Always a good 1 or 2 time watch during the Christmas holiday season.
And again, shameless plug, but Christmas Vacation is our other holiday movie.
Yeah, and we done Home Alone too. Mention that.
Yeah, but Christmas Vacation's coming out this.
Yeah, it's coming out in a couple weeks.
So, and of course that's a classic. I mean, love it. All right, Banner, what's a Christmas movie that you love?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
What the fuck?
I'm not gonna fight this.
Is that like a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
It's a Christmas movie. It's literally about bringing Christmas cheer to a town that has no Christmas cheer.
Banner, the problem is that's my argument, that it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I've always said it's a Christmas movie.
Okay, good.
It's a Christmas movie.
I don't think
What do you
I've
think?
ever
What do you
seen it
think? It's a
all the way
Halloween
through.
movie?
No, that was your argument. You're switching sides.
No, I've never switched sides. Where's the
I always
proof?
thought it was a Halloween movie, but I've never seen it all the way through. I don't think it's anything I'd like.
No,
So-
I don't think you'd like it.
Right,
But the
yeah.
plot is someone is trying to kidnap Santa to take them to basically like a version of Halloween Town.
So it's kind of both. It's got Is it set during Halloween?
It can't be both.
Well, Banner just said it was a Christmas movie, so I think that's
That ends that discussion then, I guess.
yeah.
I actually think it happens in like November.
So it's in
Of
between.
course, it's like the Switzerland of movies. Cannot
Yeah.
make up its fucking mind.
Fucking Burton.
Well, it's Tim Burton.
I don't.
What
Do
do you
you think
expect?
Burton even knows if we'd ask him?
Burton would say art is subjective.
Do you think he even care to answer?
He
He's
would
probably
just
like, look, I'll give you $20 if you give me my next good idea.
he's like, what Disney movie can I remake in the middle of this conversation?
How about Fox and Hound? I
He's
feel
like,
that-
you think anybody's got dibs on Aristocats? Like,
Yeah, Johnny Depp, of course, will star.
has that cat on the piano. Sorry, Banner, we've derailed you.
No, that was pretty much all I had to say. It's a Christmas movie and it's great and people need to
One
watch
that
it.
you love, huh? Okay.
I gotta
well,
say,
love
Banner, you kind of punted like the best one of the four to do just to try to make a point.
Maybe.
In a weird way, I respect it, but I feel like, when you're doing Monday morning quarterback, you'd be like, fuck, I should have actually said one that I liked.
I do not have regrets.
I have two. The first one is no surprise. I've talked about it all the time. You'll see how high it ends up in my top 100 list because it will be high at the end of next year. But All I Want for Christmas from 1991, and I don't think either of you guys have seen this one because every time I bring it up, I do
Jonathan
recommend.
Taylor Thomas. I haven't seen it. I mean, I saw it when I was 6.
That's I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Okay, keep going.
So
This
this one,
this one then.
not a lot of noticeable names you would recognize. A very small role from Leslie Nielsen in a more serious role. Ethan Embry is the main character. He's actually best known probably to you as he's the kid who plays Rusty in Vegas Vacation.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
as a child actor, he's a little more serious in this role. At least doesn't play like the dunce that he is as Dr. Papa Giorgio or whoever he
Nick
plays.
Papa Giorgio.
I put $1 and I want
Put
a car.
$1 in, you win a car. You put $1 in, you win a
$1 and I
car.
And then his little sister in the movie is played by Thora Birch, who is the chick in American Beauty who dates the guy who films the grocery bag blowing in the wind.
Okay.
But basically the plot, it's like The Parent Trap, but without the ridiculous plot device of like two twins meeting at a summer camp across country. It's really just a brother who's about 14 and his 6-year-old younger sister who are trying to deal with their first Christmas after their parents have gotten divorced. And they try to hatch a plan to get them back together, only to realize that maybe their parents, it's just not going to happen. And they need to accept that sometimes your parents get divorced and you have to spend Christmas at two separate houses. But it's got the perfect amount of humor, and it's not like some crazy stupid movie where you're like, well, that could never happen. Hijinks don't ensue. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Highly, highly recommend All I Want for Christmas.
Should we do a commentary on that sometime?
I think for sure.
Okay.
Also, Kevin Nealon is really good in it. He plays their mom's new boyfriend, Tony. Kevin Nealon, of course, from...
Of course.
Probably,
Saturday Night Live fame.
yeah, and like all the Happy Madison
Yeah.
movies. And then my second one, and Matt, I think you mentioned this earlier, is The Night Before, which I've gone back and rewatched about every Christmas, and this thing gets better and better with age. This is the comedy with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Anthony Mackie, where they basically play three friends who have been boys since like middle school, who have this tradition of getting absolutely obliterated, fucked up on Christmas Eve every year.
Which is so fun.
Which
You
is
got to
so-
get drunk on Christmas. Like Michael Scott said, you can get drunk and no one can say anything about it.
Yeah, very true.
I didn't know that you weren't allowed, or I didn't know people didn't get drunk.
Well, this is just like they go above and beyond, you know. But they need to end the tradition because Seth Rogen's wife is about to give birth to their child. So this is kind of like the last hurrah. And of course, there's a lot of like relatable things in it. They're kind of dealing with their friendship changing and their, you know, lives altering as they grow up and go through adulthood. And I think I like my Joseph Gordon-Levitt best in roles like this. I think Seth Rogen brings out the best in him, whether it's this or 50-50 or something like
50-50.
that, where he doesn't take himself so fucking
You
seriously.
didn't even talk about the best actor in the whole fucking thing.
Oh, Michael Shannon.
Yes. He is fucking
Yeah.
great in this.
Banner, have you seen The Night Before?
I have not. I hear great
Okay.
things.
God, you'd love it.
Michael Shannon plays their weed dealer, who's a guy that they went to high school with, and they like didn't really hang out with him in high school at all. But now he sells like the best weed, so they try and act like, yeah, he's not that bad. He's not crazy. He just says weird shit to them the whole movie every time they see him.
Super relatable.
And he just like
it's a
keeps
great-
popping up throughout the film, like random spots. It's great. And Michael Shannon in anything, especially something comedic.
One of the best parts I love in the movie is they always go to like the same bar and sing the same song karaoke, because Christmas is all about traditions. Where like, you know, when I go back to my hometown, I'm like, man, I gotta go to this place. We always go here. I always go there.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Yeah. And they go sing, I can't remember the song, but
It's well, they sing "Runaway" by Kanye West, don't they? But then they sing
I thought that was a Boyz II
it's
Men
Run
song.
DMC.
Oh,
the
that's what it is.
Christmas
Yeah, yeah.
song thing, whatever they did.
Right. And I think it has a great ending too, is what all these
Yes.
really ties it up. All right, ones that we dislike. Christmas movie we dislike. Banner, let's shit on the holiday season some more.
So this one is, it just didn't land for me, and I like the story, but How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but that's the Jim Carrey one.
Mm.
I just think it's terrible. You
It
have
is.
yeah, it's awful. The original cartoon is obviously a classic, and honestly, the Cumberbatch one that came out last year, the year before,
I like that one.
that one was really good. I really like that one. Jim Carrey just, I can see the appeal of why they wanted Jim Carrey, but he just did too much. He just needs to pull it back a little bit.
Yeah. Although it did produce that great gif where he goes, hate, hate.
Yes, but at the time, he didn't know that's what he was doing. Or maybe he did, and he's
I
just
don't
a
think gifts were a thing.
fucking
Then.
genius.
Maybe he's a time traveler from the future. Yeah, I think what really bothered me about that was just like the look of all the Who's, and I don't know, none of it really translated the way I had hoped in my
I
head.
don't,
it would to line up.
whenever live action movies get made from cartoons or cartoons get made into live action movies, I don't like when the live action rendition of it is still cartoony looking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like I want to, if it's going to be live action, make it more realistic.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, obviously you have to expand a lot of this stuff to make what is the original, like 25 minutes long,
Something
like the
that.
short, into a movie. But didn't they add a lot of like weird backstory to the Grinch and his relationship with the Who's?
Yeah, they had him as a kid and his relationship with Cindy Lou Who's mom or some shit like that. It just none of it worked. None of it landed.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
It's just
A
fucking
real life
bad.
Grinch movie is just hard to do.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
I mean,
not saying
the
that.
cartoon's awesome, but like
Yeah, I'm
it's
not
just hard.
saying anybody could have done it better, but I think obviously the original and the Cumberbatch one, which are animated, are just better.
Yeah, I did love the Cumberbatch one. All right, Geiger, how about you? What's a Christmas movie you love?
Uh,
Or sorry, one you dislike. My fault.
one I dislike. Okay, I got two again, but they're kind of the same. This movie almost made it to the one I love because it is fantastic, and that's the Santa Claus. But the Santa Claus 2 and 3 are fucking unwatchable. Like literally like watching a mouse in science class about to get fucking ripped apart by a snake. You can't turn away once you turn it on, but I think it's the third one when they bring Martin Short in.
Yeah, as Jack Frost.
It's terrible. It's like I don't get I guess we expect this from sequels, comedy sequels, but dare I say, I think that was 94, 95 when the Santa Claus came out. We did a commentary on it if you want to
I think
check
it
it
was
out.
4. I think it was 94.
Tim Allen had the number one movie, The Santa Claus, and number one TV show on TV, Home Improvement. He was a bigger name than Tom Hanks in 94. And
Yeah.
whenever he got to Toy Story, he was about equal with Tom Hanks. And then you do these fucking Santa Claus 2 and 3 that are just so fucking bad. I mean, the first one had his Tim Allen Home Improvement, kind of stick to it. I remember watching it in theaters. My dad's like, I love Home Improvement. Cool, we'll go watch this stupid Disney movie. He was laughing the whole time. He's like, man, this is funny. And when you watch the Santa Claus, back me up on this, guys, if you agree with me, but it's fucking hilarious. Like, I laugh
Oh,
at a
yeah.
lot of the
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
in it. 2
The
and
way
3
he-
have no jokes at all. Like, nothing.
I've never actually gotten through 3. I've watched maybe
It's hard to
15
get
minutes
through
of it,
either of them.
and I can't get through it. I can at least get through the second one. I can't get through the third.
I mean, there's nothing interesting about his story after he becomes Santa Claus, right? Like, the whole point is
The third
second one
one
is
is when
the
he's got to find a wife.
the second one, yeah, and then
So
the
the second
third
one's
one,
where he's got to find a wife, and he gets Charlie as principal. The third one is when
Charlie's like a shithead.
yeah,
teenager.
Charlie's like a shithead, and they're trying to get Christmas, and Jack Frost keeps fucking it up. Because that's when his wife is there, and the parents are meeting him, and everyone knows he's fucking Santa Claus, and it's fucking stupid. It's
Yeah.
terrible. Judge Reinhold's in it, too, from
He comes back.
Fast Times at Ridgemont
Real?
High. Fucking hilarious in the first one. The second, third one, terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's not those, and I think I talked about this on the last pod. The sequels I feel like are on TV more than the original.
It is.
Yeah,
It drives me insane. I don't know if it's just because they got them cheaper, like to license them. I'm sure they did, but like it's for a fucking reason. You know?
They're god fucking awful. Terrible movies.
It's unwatchable, but they are prostitutes, so
So it doesn't matter.
it doesn't really
I
matter.
might watch Jack and Jill before I'd watch Santa Claus.
wow.
That's the most damning thing you could say about a movie.
Rub salt in the wound, Geiger.
Matt will get 10 minutes into Jack and Jill, though, and be like, this was a mistake.
Yeah, this is a mistake. Whatever has the shortest run time is what I'll watch. How about that?
Yeah. All right, Christmas movie I disliked. I'll get through these quick because I think they're actually kind of similar. First one is Scrooged with Bill Murray. To me, that's just like one of my least favorite adaptations of A Christmas Story. And for whatever reason, seeing Bill Murray be the asshole who learns his lesson in Groundhog's Day and then watching it in Scrooged, I'm just like, There's a way better version of this movie that's already existing. It's basically
That you're in.
right, like with you. So why are we doing this?
Have we
Also, I
done
think-
a good version of a Christmas? Well, never mind. Don't answer that.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
And we've done a movie
We've
commentary.
done a commentary on it.
I'll give you a hint. It stars Gonzo the Great and Michael Caine. The other one I don't like.
Sir
and-
Michael Caine to you, sir.
Michael Caine. The other
He
one I
didn't
don't
get
like.
knighted for you to call him Mr. Thank you very much.
Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton was my other one. Dude, for whatever reason, like his whole shtick for a few years of like, I'm gonna yell and cuss at kids really started to wear thin on me in this movie. And it just makes me like uncomfortable the way he verbally abuses that like probably on the spectrum kid.
that whole I'm gonna be really gross and grotesque and like, you know, trailer park people like me movies had their thing in the early 2000s, and now they're just not. You know, I don't mind raunchy comedies, but you have to be like creative. You know, just don't be raunchy for the sake of being raunchy, which I think is basically Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2 and Bad Santa
Yeah.
3 are made.
Also, I might be wrong about this, but I regrettably think that that's Bad Santa is John Ritter's last film. And one of Bernie
I
Mac's
think it
last
is.
films, probably.
Wow.
Great
Yeah.
John Ritter.
May he rest in peace. So one of my friends loves Bad Santa, and we always just kind of joke because I'm like, dude, it's not funny. It's just him yelling at a child and taking advantage of him. Like,
I'll say this. When Bad Santa first came out and I saw it, we were in high school, early high school maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
It was like 03, I think. I loved it when it first came out. I thought it was hilarious. Now going back and watching it, I am ashamed at myself that I even liked it. It's
Yeah.
awful.
It's rough. It's rough. But that's one too where it's not like there's a lot of people that are like, I thought it was good, but go back and rewatch Bad Santa if you were a big fan of it when it came out. I don't know if you'll like it as much now. It just feels so anti what the holidays are supposed to be about. Even even knowing that it's doing it with a comedic sensibility. I'm like, I don't know, something about this just feels fucked up.
I feel
Our
like
last-
it's for all the people that like hate Christmas,
There's people that hate Christmas.
allegedly.
Well, they've definitely stopped listening by now. All right, last one. Most underrated Christmas movie. Who went last? Banner, we'll go with you first.
Christmas with the Cranks, guys.
That's a good
God.
pick. No,
I've
it's a
been
good
I've been
pick, man.
preaching it for years.
It's Tim Allen. He's actually got two good Christmas movies, but then he's got two absolutely terrible Christmas movies.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on Christmas with the Cranks. I watched it last year for the first time. It fucks.
It does. It is. If there is one that is a must-watch every year for me, it's Christmas with the Cranks, and it's pretty readily. It's one of those ones that's always on, you know, ABC Family or Freeform or whatever the fuck it's called now.
You know what hurts it though? It has a really fucking stupid title.
It does. I'll agree with that. It does have a stupid title.
Like
But
that's not playing in its favor.
no, it's just a fun movie. I like it.
It has, as far as Christmas movies go too, it has a pretty unique plot.
Yeah,
Not much of it feels like super played out.
I feel like
Aren't
it's
they
gonna
going to
designate-
Hawaii or something? And then the daughter said, "I'm coming home for Christmas," and they gotta do a big Christmas party.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
always do. Their whole neighborhood does a huge Christmas deal every single year, and they decorate and they all have a big Christmas dinner together. And this year, the Cranks decide they're not going to do that because their daughter is like in the Peace Corps or something like that, and they're going to go on a cruise instead. And then all of a sudden, they have like a 2-day notice that their daughter's coming home for Christmas, and they try and throw everything together in the last minute. Which we all know you can't just go out and buy a Christmas dinner night of. You gotta buy that shit over the course of a month.
Right.
Dan Aykroyd's in it, which, you know, I can take or leave him, but he's got some funny moments in the role. He's like the guy in the neighborhood who like kind of organizes all the Christmas festivities, and when he hears that they're not participating, he Gets a
He's
pre-up
like the head. He's the head of a voluntary HOA.
Yeah, his prime was before us. If you ask our parents, I'm sure they loved him because wasn't he a Blues Brother?
Yes, he was.
So but I've never seen that movie. So
Ghostbusters, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's fine in that. Saturday Night Live alum.
Tommy Boy, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is he still alive? Aykroyd.
Oh yeah, Ackroyd's
Yeah.
still.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
I think. I don't
God,
know.
Sorry, I'll put my shovel away. Sorry.
we
I
just
didn't know.
we just committed to him having a pulse.
I would
and
try to be a dick. I honestly didn't know.
That's a good one. Geiger, how about you?
All right,
Most
I got
underrated.
2. One is I've preached this movie a lot, and I've been hard on this guy, but this is a great fucking movie. And it's animated. 8 Crazy Nights. Fantastic Christmas movie. Fucking watch it every year. Love it. Adam Sandler. He has some songs.
I guess technically it's a Hanukkah movie though, right? Which we'll count it for this.
But
It's a holiday
like
movie.
the spirit of Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas stuff in it.
I was just for people at home. They were like, it's actually a Hanukkah.
I call it a Hanukkah movie, I guess. I mean, it's both. I guess. I don't know.
It's this time of year you fucking watch it, is what we're saying.
I mean, the 8 Crazy Nights thing is the 8 Hanukkah nights, yeah, but there's a lot of Christmas movies in it. The other one, and I'm glad I can do this before Jeff, is I love A Flintstones Christmas Carol. I bought the DVD, especially
Wow,
if
I haven't
Amazon.
seen that in forever.
I watch that every Christmas Eve before we go and do a family thing or whatever. I fucking Fred takes the role so seriously because he fucking draws Scrooge and he forgets to pick up pebbles from Cave Care, and Wilma's the director of it and gets pissed off at him, and everyone's getting the bedrock bug. So Wilma has to play 8 different roles, and then during it, Fred finally realizes that he's being a real Scrooge, and he figures out that he needs to stop. I fucking love it. I love the Flintstones. I've always loved the Flintstones, and this is honestly in my top 5 Christmas things ever. Flintstones Christmas Carol. You gotta check it out, especially Jeff. You haven't seen it in a while. Fucking YouTube it or something. It's probably $2 to buy.
We should do a commentary on that. It's even though it's
I
only
love that. I mean, I think maybe 50 minutes long. When I drive back home to Missouri, me and my mom would watch it in the back of the truck when we had the DVD player.
I don't know that I've ever seen it.
Oh God, it's great. You got to watch it. The Jetsons have one too. I can't remember if it's a Christmas Carol. It's not as good though. The Flintstones one's really good because it's actually a play that they're doing. So it's not a real.
I remember it being kind of meta is what I really dug about it. Because they're not straight up playing the roles; they're acting in a play.
They're acting in a play. So Fred is acting as Scrooge the entire time, but then he realized that he's taking the role too seriously and he's being a Scrooge and he's not getting the full meaning of Christmas.
He's like Christian Bale of Bedrock.
Bam Bam is Tiny Tim.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Who's Dino? Who does he play? I thought he had a role.
I think he plays one of the deaths.
Yeah, he's one of the ghosts, I think.
And then Barney, of course, is what is it, Kraken or whoever
Bob Cratchit.
Yeah, Bob Cratchit.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. All right, for me, it's a movie that has first off an awesome cast, but also it just really it checks all the Christmas boxes. Family, it's funny, it's emotional, and I think it has a really, really good ending. And that is The Family Stone. Have either of you guys seen The Family Stone?
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while.
So, incredible cast. We have Dermot Mulroney, Sarah Jessica Parker, Rachel McAdams, Claire Danes, Diane Keaton. Luke Wilson is awesome in it. It's great. Basically, Dermot Mulroney brings home his new fiance, who actually his family hasn't even met yet, and Sarah Jessica Parker home for Christmas. And Craig T. Nelson is his dad. Diane Keaton is his mom. Rachel McAdams and Luke Wilson are his brother and sister. And it's just, they're a family that is incredibly close. It's not slapstick at all. It's pretty straight-laced, but there's obviously a lot of comedic moments in it, just the natural dynamics of a family. And Sarah Jessica Parker just really wants them to like her. And there's a twist in it about halfway through. You realize something is happening to one of the family members that kind of changes the whole dynamic at Christmas. But it's just really well put together, great actors, tugs at your heartstrings, and anytime you get to watch a movie that has like that relatable feel of being home for Christmas or being with your loved ones, I always like it. And so that's the family stone for me. And anytime Rachel McAdams is in a role where she's like having fun, I always enjoy it. Although Luke Wilson might be my favorite in the movie.
Never seen it. Try to catch it.
I think you and the wife would love the film.
Yeah, I think you guys would really like it, Geiger.
My wife loves to cry, so we'll put it on the list.
She will cry.
I'm not sure if this I think this goes into underrated. Honorable mention here. 4 Christmases.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Might,
I like it.
might make an appearance later in the show.
Ooh.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Okay.
All right, anything else you guys want to say about the Christmas movies of our lives before we move on?
I haven't watched one yet. Christmas movie. I
Can't
usually
till
try
after
to wait.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I usually try to wait till after Thanksgiving because then, I mean, 25 days of Christmas plus what do you got? A week and a half of November still left, maybe a week.
Yeah.
So a month of Christmas movies is plenty.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think what makes this is what I've always said, what makes that time of year special is that it is so short-lived, you
Yeah.
know? But that Friday after Thanksgiving, I'm going to be hitting that shit hard.
Absolutely.
So what we do,
Like every
we
night.
always, Friday after Thanksgiving, we take all the Thanksgiving stuff down, we put up Christmas stuff, we open a bottle of champagne, listen to Christmas music, and when we're done, we'll watch a Christmas movie.
Wow,
That's what we do every Black Friday.
I love listening to Christmas music. Like I'll listen to it like if I'm going to the range or putting or something.
Yep, me too. Year round.
I'm ready to get that
Bieber
spot.
has a
Year
fire
round,
album.
Oh, look God. Banner and the Bieber, little drummer boy. Here we go.
It's
All
got
right,
Busta Rhymes in it. It's awesome.
On to the second part of our show, which is our protein shake, where we go around and talk about what is in our cup, also known as what have we watched lately. I only have 3 things this week, and I'm way behind on The Bachelorette, like 2 episodes. So if either of you guys need to talk about that, feel free to spoil it, but I won't be able to contribute, unfortunately. Banner, how many things are in your cup?
So I'm still on this, what is going to feel like a never-ending escapade of what I'm going to start calling my Star Wars adventure, watching everything through chronologically. I'm about halfway through the first
When
season.
you say
of Clone-
everything, you mean everything, right?
Yeah,
Clone
like
Wars.
I started Phantom Menace. I went through Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars, the Clone Wars show, and I don't know if I told you guys on the last episode, I believe, that I found a list that puts all the episodes of the shows in chronological order as well. So you have to go from like season 3, episode 6 to season 1, episode 2, season 2, episode 7. Then you're back to season 1. It's a lot of jumping around, but it is a very, very cohesive story at that point.
The person that came up with that site, do you think he's ever been laid before?
No, there's no way. There's no way. You don't want to know how else I know? Because the list also includes novels, comics, promotional material, video games,
God.
and there's one other category too that I just turned all of that off. I was like, I don't have time for all of this.
So this is one thing I didn't even realize. Is Phantom Menace the furthest back chronologically, even of anything in the shows?
Yes. As far as what is on the screen. Now, there's a lot of comics and there's a lot of books that are prior to Phantom Menace, but as far as the visual entertainment goes, it is the furthest back. Now, it is kind of cool how, in a lot of things that I've seen, websites and lists that I've seen, is everything is BBY or ABY, before the Battle of Yavin and after the Battle of Yavin. And Battle of Yavin is like year 0. And they have these chronologically where Phantom Menace is like 32 years BBY. And then I think Rise of Skywalker is like 64 years ABY, something like that.
I mean, you're losing me, but I do love Star Wars, so.
Like I said, this is a long thing. I'm gonna have several squad blogs I plan on dropping.
Having
on
a conversation with somebody on that seems just. I'd almost rather talk politics, maybe. I don't know. That would just
That's
be
just one, like,
insufferable.
I'm interested, but if you're, like, at the party talking to that guy, you're like, that's awesome. Well, hey, man, it was good to see you.
Yeah. Story of my life.
I respect you for doing that, though, Banner, and I look forward to your frequent check-ins on it.
I also love how no one asked you to do it, but you're doing it. It's awesome.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Like,
Look,
please get help.
I'm not the hero you guys want, but I'm the one you need.
You don't need to do this.
I know what you're trying to say, Sharon. You're trying to say that I don't have to fight. In the South Park, where he's like, Randy's fighting all the Little League dads. What else?
And then I am caught up on the back as well. Or I don't know as well. Geiger, you caught up?
Not.
No, I'm not. You can talk about it, though.
Yeah. I mean, what do you? I'll let you lead that then, because I'm all caught up.
I'm not caught up.
No,
so
he's
if you want
not.
to talk about
Like,
it,
what are you talking about? You're the only one who's seen it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we want to talk about it, we can talk about however far you guys have gotten.
But how does he lead it if he hasn't seen it?
Because he can lead from where he's seen up to.
I've seen where they got engaged and they got the new Bachelorette from Colton season. Honestly, I'm not really feeling it, man. She's like too normal, and she's actually a good girl. Like, I don't want to see that.
I haven't even seen the first episode with just her.
Banner's giving me a look like she's got some skeletons in the closet, so you might reel me back in.
She doesn't necessarily have skeletons in the closet, but some of the dudes that are there, you might want to check in.
Okay.
You might want to come in.
Yeah.
Do they bring in additional dudes?
They only bring in 4.
Yeah, I saw that. They brought in like 4 new ones, and the other guy's like, I've been here since the beginning, and these guys are just going to come in and take my time. What's up with that?
Yeah, they're
dude,
all... Every
also
single
didn't
dude
show
there
up-
is a fucking baby about everything.
Also, you didn't show up for this chick, so how are you going to sit here and act like you're entitled?
Are the
to
guys worse than the girls? Like,
Yeah,
when I
sure.
watch this, like, the guys are worse than the girls, seems like.
Here's the problem, too. The guys do such a poor job of articulating or explaining, like, what they're pissed off about.
Well, the girls at least are kind of upfront, like, yeah, I hate this bitch or whatever. Like, the guys will act like they're not being chicks and be like, I'll go to someone man to man and say it to their face so I got a problem with them. But then they won't. They'll just go to the Bachelorette and talk to you about how he's got a problem with them. So I think the guys are worse than the girls.
Funny you say that.
Okay.
That's all you're going to... Man, you're such a tease. I love it.
I watch it on Hulu, so I'll start watching it.
Yeah, I'll crush them both this weekend. I'll be caught up by next week.
You've got a guy that has a complex. You have a guy that is probably on some sort of steroids, even though it doesn't look like it. And then you just got some other people that are like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's like, yeah, I take the steroids. I just don't work out. Oh. I got to say this. I hated him when I first saw him, but I love me some Bennett. Give that guy, not The Bachelor, but give him like just his own show.
I don't know that you'll like him as much the further you get in.
He's just such a fucking goober. You know he has people chained up in the basement of his mansion.
I always said he looks like a James Bond villain.
He really does.
Oh my god. That's great.
Have you guys seen the one where they like tour his chateau or whatever? Like
Yes.
his suite, and it shows all his shoes all lined out, and
Like what a baller move. Like you're planning on being on The Bachelorette so long that you bring like 30 pairs of shoes.
Might as well.
Yeah.
he probably fucking irons his sheets every day before he gets into bed.
What a freak. He's the type of guy that like makes a girl sign a bunch of release waivers before they have sex. Geiger and I used to work with a guy that just like Bennett. He drank a lot
Sounds
of...
exhausting.
Yeah. What else,
That's
Vader?
all I got.
That's it?
That's it.
Matt, how about you?
3 things all on Netflix. First one, I haven't seen this movie fucking forever. Very underrated comedy. I test you all to watch it, and that's Employee of the Month. When Dane Cook could do no fucking wrong.
God, I love
Got
that.
Harlan
This is a
Williams in
glory
it.
day.
You got Andy Dick. Dax Shepard's in it. Jessica Simpson, who when me and my wife watched this, actually is not that bad actress. I liked her in this. I liked her in Dukes of Hazzard. I mean,
She was
I'm
good
not,
at Dukes of Hazzard.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's gonna fucking win an Oscar, but she's good for what she is. This movie's fucking hilarious though.
Dax Shepard is great in that.
And it's got the Hispanic guy from Napoleon Dynamite as like Dax Shepard's protege, but just working in a grocery store and how some people take it extremely serious and some people take it for what it is. I love it so much. I remember watching it with my dad who worked in a grocery store for 45 years, and he thought it was like, he was like, this is the, he said, this is like the new Clerks is what he called it. He said, this is hilarious.
Dude, I love that like part of the store where they like get up on the forklift and they can just fucking
Yeah, because it's like a
cards.
Sam's Club, really. It's kind of
Yeah.
what it is. Second thing I watched, also on Netflix, Gridiron Gang. Dude, The Rock can act if he wants to. This
and that was the
Walk
first time he
Tall,
like really tried for real, right?
Yeah, he hasn't tried for a while, but this movie's good. I didn't know it was based on a true story when it started. I've seen this a lot, like many times, but very, very good movie. Very well acted for not really kid actors, more like I'd call them like teenagers. But good movie, man. The Rock makes you feel some shit. In this and Walking Tall, I will say he is a good actor. I wish his career would have went a different way. I don't mind his stupid action movies, but I wish he would have done some more serious stuff because I think he could have done more than just being the scientist who does steroids and like fights a gorilla.
The scientist. I still love how they're trying to pass him off as like a.
I bought it.
The third thing I watched, this is very interesting. I don't know if you guys remember this movie. It's called I Will Bleed for This. Miles Teller.
Nah, I'm out.
Is it the one where he's the boxer?
Yes.
With Aaron Eckhart, and Aaron Eckhart has like a weird bald prosthetic.
Yeah. So, first off, I'm like, I hate Miles Teller. I don't think he's a good actor, but it's a boxing movie, and it's a true boxing movie about Vinny Paz. So he fought
It's in a car accident, right?
Yeah, he fought Roger Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather's uncle. He fought Roberto Duran, Hands of Steel, who beat Sugar Ray Leonard. And both of those guys are in this movie, not the real people, but actors portraying them. I never knew his story. My dad watched Showtime, HBO growing up. I watched boxing with him all the time. Tommy Hearns, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I kind of remember this guy. My dad vaguely remembers that story of him getting in the car accident and basically not probably ever being able to walk again. And then he not only walks, but starts working out and then has a comeback. It's a good movie.
I remember.
Miles Teller takes me out of it though.
Yeah.
He just isn't this. Like this should have been an Oscar movie. Like knob movie. But it's just not.
I remember seeing the trailer and there was like a really powerful scene where he has like not even the neck brace, but that thing where there's like screws in your head that are like supporting your neck. But he's also like doing bench press at the same time, trying to like rehab and
true story, yeah.
Which is like insane.
There's a lot of scenes in it where I thought he acted okay. He just like he doesn't look Italian. But he's playing an Italian boxer. You could have got someone else. But man, I think this is a movie where they finally decide, okay, Miles Teller is not an Oscar-worthy guy. Just because, Jeff, this has all the recipes for being an Oscar movie. It's a boxing movie with a true story with like it makes you want to get off the couch, and it didn't get any Oscar love.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep get a free pass for the Oscar bait movies, but they can tell when you're trying too fucking hard most of the time. And I think this was that case for Miles Teller.
I enjoyed it though. I probably won't ever watch it again.
How long is it?
It was better than the I think the movie was called Hands of Stone, the Roberto Duran movie where Usher played Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah. I've seen that one. It's been a long time though.
But it was fine. I mean, it was a boxing movie, so I was like, dude, I gotta watch this. I've seen every boxing movie, so.
Does Aaron Eckhart play his dad?
No, he plays the trainer who actually trained Tyson when Tyson was young. Well,
oh shit.
Customato trained Tyson, but he was like his second trainer, and then Tyson kicked him out because he had too many DUIs, which is really weird.
Yeah, if you don't have your shit together enough to hang with Tyson, I would really take a long, hard look in the mirror. How's Aaron Eckhart in it? Is this another case where it's like, dude, what is your agent doing? Like, you have talent, or are we just kind of like...
He's great in this, especially, I mean, he's playing... I mean, that's a well-known trainer in the boxing circles. I mean, that's like playing not Angelo Dundee, who trained Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, but I mean, he's tier 3 down there. I mean, kind of right below Freddie Roach.
Yeah, who's like obviously the GOAT.
I mean, he did a great job.
Awesome. What's it called? I'd bleed for this.
Yeah, I'll bleed for this
I'll check that out
on
for
Netflix.
sure. I remember seeing the trailer.
I remember seeing the trailer a lot too, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this because Miles Teller's in it. Then I don't know. I watched it the other night.
Yeah, Miles Teller likes himself so much
That's
that
all I got to say about that.
All right, I'll get through mine relatively quickly. First thing I watched in honor of, we had a Friday the 13th actually in November. So I had this on my DVR. You know, I've been doing this DVR purge where just went fucking crazy going through the TV guide like a few months back and pressed record on anything that looked even remotely interesting to me. I'm going to go back through and watching these. I watched the original Friday the 13th from 1980. Now, I don't know if you knew this, because I didn't until literally he showed up on screen, but I think this might be Kevin Bacon's first movie.
Maybe.
Because he's one of the camp counselors in it. So a few things that I just need to discuss about this film, okay? Now, I went into this, no one at home say anything. I went into this with the right mindset. I wanted it to be stupid. I wanted the music to be very dumb. I wanted the plot to be ridiculous, and I want to see a lot of dumb kids get killed right after they have sex. Not a lot of those things happened, unfortunately. First off, in this movie, the camp counselors, like when they're all together in one of their cabins one night, they decide to play a game of strip Monopoly. Have you guys ever fucking heard of that?
Do you like? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
How does it work?
I guess they show the game like 3 times. I think when someone lands on one of your properties, I don't know who would take the clothes off. I don't know. I don't really understand it. But someone landed on Baltic Avenue and a guy like took his shoes off. I was like, well, this is raunchy. Not that I want to see his dick. I'm just saying, like, what's even the point of this in the plot? Kevin Bacon. Sorry,
we need to play that
alert.
next time Bro 4 Squad's together. Let's play Strip Monopoly.
Yeah, like the game alone sucks. Let's add a really confusing.
We'll tape it.
Grotesque.
You won't be able to see us. It was like Banner's taking off his socks right now.
He didn't. He started the game without a shirt, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, inherently, I start the game at a disadvantage.
One thing in the movie
Our
I did
play.
love, Kevin Bacon gets killed after having sex, which I thought was great.
It's awesome.
Because that's like the trope you need to have happen. One thing that does suck, though, and this is where I was really disappointed, all of the kills are off screen, meaning like the killer will grab, and I say the killer because wait till I get to my biggest gripe with this film. The killer will grab someone, and then the next time someone just like finds their body. So it never actually shows them get brutally
Is it a
murdered.
PG-13 situation?
It should. I don't know. I mean, it's not PG. I know that. But you can show somebody get killed, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but every kill is off screen. It really fucking pisses me off.
But if it's Kevin Bacon's first movie, what was that, like early 80s, mid 80s?
1980.
1980s.
Yeah,
So
Planes,
like back
Trains, and
then, obviously,
Automobiles,
like
one of his
the
first movies. But that was 84.
Another thing that I just started laughing at, there's a scene in the movie where it's like the middle of the night and one of the camp counselors wakes up and she goes, I can't sleep. And she goes in the kitchen and makes coffee. Like, bitch, that's not going to solve the problem.
no, that helps.
She's like, what?
It's decaf, Jeff.
Yeah, I was looking for, trust me, I was looking for decaf, but huge plot hole there. And if you have not seen the original Friday the 13th and you don't want it spoiled, skip ahead 30 seconds. But because I'm about to spoil the end of it. The killer in the movie, guys, Jason is not even in this movie. The killer is
What?
Jason's mom because he died at the camp when he was 8. There's no hockey mask. There's no Jason. There's no machete. It's this old woman who goes to the camp and kills everyone because her son drowned in the lake when he was 8, and her son was Jason.
So how does Jason come to the thing if he's dead?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the twist of her being the killer feels like it belonged in one of the sequels after we had seen Jason do a bunch of murders.
So basically it's like a murder mystery movie where you don't know who's killing it till the end?
Yeah, but the woman who reveals herself, she just shows up at the end. She's not a character in the movie till she like pops up and tells him this whole story. I mean, it's obviously fucking awful, but it's just like, wait, so he's not even in this one?
Well, you lost me.
I was wondering why he wasn't showing up. Anyway, Friday
Is
the
Friday the
13th.
13th a Friday the 13th movie or a Halloween movie?
I don't
Fuck
know.
you.
Second thing I watched, rewatch obviously, was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Love it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's incredible. And every time I see it again, I don't know why. It's not like I forget, but I'm just reminded how awesome the soundtrack is. And I'm not just talking Sunflower by Post Malone. There's like a good 5, 6 tracks on this thing that are bangers.
I listen to part of that soundtrack every day on my way to work. It gets me ready for the day. I'm
part of
not
your
even kidding.
Psyched mix. No, I like that's completely genius. That would get me jacked up in the morning too. It's awesome. I don't know
There's a song called "What's Up, Danger."
if I heard it, I'd probably know it.
You would know it, yeah.
But yeah, it's great. It's really good. Last thing I watched, and this almost actually made, I just couldn't quite fit it in any of the categories for Christmas movies of our lives, but Fred Claus was on TV the other day with Vince Vaughn, Paul Giamatti. I was actually laughing quite a bit at it.
I'll watch it just to see Elizabeth Banks in that sexy
Oh
Santa.
my God.
How
Where
hot
did
is she in that?
Where did that come from? Yeah, that was great. It was also interesting too because Kevin Spacey was in. I was like, oh yeah, I remember him. Kevin Spacey has a big role in the film.
Oh yeah, he was a thing at one point in time.
Yeah. Fred Claus is, look, it's not like a top 20 Christmas movie of all time, but there were definitely some funny scenes with Vince Vaughn when he gets angry, like the therapy session they try to have with him, and he gets all pissed off. And
it's fun.
Yeah, it's harmless. I'll say that. At least it kind of realizes what it is. Although you got to admit that was Vince Vaughn in like ultimate paycheck mode. It was just like, yeah, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Long
Does
as
he
the
say,
check...
let's get messed up and make some bad decisions?
He says some variation of that to the elves at the North Pole. Let's get hopped up and make some bad decisions. Fred Claus. What's that, Brian?
You believe,
That bird says that it is time for our Do You Even Lift Bra, which is the question and answer segment of the Bro Force Squad podcast, where we leave you people with a question that we then answer. Resume the Bro Force Squad Trivia Showdown. This is a contest that Matt, Brian, and I have been playing, asking each other movie trivia questions probably about once a month at this point. First person to answer 10 of them correctly gets to choose a movie commentary for, I'm not sure if we decided for the others to do or you to do with us. Either way, you get to pick one. Let's update you on the standings. I'm in, we won't say last place, we'll say third place with 3.5 points. Banner has 4 points, and Geiger could close it out the next time we play trivia. He sits at 6.5 points.
Can I go first? Because I'm going to do this a different way.
Okay. Go for it.
Jeff, I'll ask you first. Since you were not on this commentary that I don't even know if it's dropped yet. The original Terminator. What at the time famous NFL player was James Cameron's first pick? But I'm going to do multiple choice. Was it A, Lyle Alzado, B, Joe Namath, C, O.J. Simpson, or D, Howie Long?
I mean, it almost feels too obvious just based on the slight physical resemblance, but I'll say D, Howie Long.
It was O.J. Simpson.
Fuck.
Wow.
Actually, I thought you would. Do you remember that, Banner? That was a fun fact in the movie.
Did he turn the role down, or did
No,
they?
I was on that commentary for the last 30 seconds.
That was just me and Cycly then.
I think Thurman was with you.
Okay, all right. I don't remember. Well, OJ, I thought you'd either guess OJ or Lyle Alzado because those were actually, they had Hollywood careers, like briefly. But Cameron he hated Arnold Schwarzenegger, did not want him. He wanted OJ, and I think OJ turned it down, and then he finally had Arnold read for it. He's like, okay, I think we make this work.
Probably the biggest mistake O.J. Simpson's ever made, right?
Dude.
It's got to be.
They still play that movie? He could.
No.
He would have done. He would have done Judgment Day too. That was '92. That was before he was wrongfully accused. That's a '92.
That's a good question. Imagine the jokes though, if he was the Terminator and then actually went and killed his wife in real life.
I mean, we
Oh
already
my
had
God.
enough jokes. We didn't need any more. We're fine.
Think about what the internet would have done with
But
that.
oh, dude, if the internet was around during the OJ trial, I would like to just give me all the tweets from '94, and I'll just read them.
Just show me the memes.
Okay. Banner. A Star is Born. Bradley Cooper plays a music star named Jackson Maine. What famous country music star's son did Bradley Cooper ride around and tour with to learn guitar and learn his ways and actually dress like to portray Jackson Maine? Is it A, George Strait's son, B, Garth Brooks' son, C, Willie Nelson's son, or D, Alan Jackson's son?
The way you read that, it all sounds like they're at a Cobra Kai dojo. Alan Jackson's son.
Jackson's son.
I want to say Willie Nelson's son.
Are you saying
Yeah.
that, or
Yeah, we'll go Willie Nelson's son.
you are correct? Lucas Nelson,
Damn it.
who actually has a lot of good tunes. If you guys haven't checked him out on Spotify,
Didn't even know he was an artist. Do you think
I didn't know if
dabbled
any
in
of the three even
marijuana?
have kids.
There's a 50-50 chance that Willie Nelson had a son there.
That moves Banner up to 5 points. And I sit in the
I
basement.
like the multiple choice. It gets it quicker, and then it's still hard if you don't know it.
Yeah. Everything's hard if I don't know it.
He said.
All right, I'll go next. Now, mine aren't multiple choice, so if one person doesn't get it, I'll let the other person answer it. All right, Brian, this first one's for you, and these are both Christmas-themed questions, okay?
Okay.
Brian, in Jingle All the Way, what is the name of Turbo Man's hated sidekick who children dread getting as a gift on Christmas?
Fuck.
I think Geiger might know this, but I'm not
No,
sure.
Yeah,
I see that movie literally once is during a commentary, and halfway through I gave
You
up.
don't remember
'cause I
the
was
line
like,
where
"This is stupid."
Sinbad gets fed up and goes, "You know what? Nobody likes you," and then says the guy's name.
I don't know. I do not know the answer to that.
Do you know what he looks like at least?
Yeah.
Turbo Man's the main guy.
Yeah, and what's the name of his sidekick? That remember, like, there's this scene where
Sandman. I don't know.
what's his name? The guy from
Sinbad.
no, the guy from SNL who works at the toy store and they like laugh.
Oh,
at
Phil
him.
Hartman.
No, the other guy from SNL. He's in. Never mind. He's in Lazy Sunday with Andy Samberg. I can't remember his name. Geiger, you don't know either.
No.
Damn it! Sorry, I made this too hard. It's Booster.
Okay. I don't know.
I do remember that now.
Never would've got
Nobody
that.
likes you, Booster. He's like the big pink, like a werewolf looking guy.
Yeah. I do
right.
remember that now.
Next one, starting with Matt. Matt, in 4 Christmases, which house do Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon visit last?
So the first one. I think it's not Sissy Spacek. I think it's the Mary Steenburgen, isn't it?
I will take the actor, actress, or the relationship to the characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen.
You want to go Mary Steenburgen?
So Reese Witherspoon's mom.
That is incorrect. Banner, who do they visit last in 4 Christmases?
Isn't it Reese Witherspoon's sister?
Well,
Damn
she
it.
shows up a couple times.
I actually know it.
Do you want to go Reese Witherspoon's sister?
Well, not anymore.
Who, by the way, is Christian Chenoweth, big OKC Thunder fan.
Reese Witherspoon's dad.
Yeah, John Voight.
Yeah,
That's
John
right.
Voight as Reese Witherspoon's dad is the last house they go to. So fuck us, right? Banner gets another point. Banner's up to 6 now. I have 3.5. Banner has 6. Geiger has 6.5. Banner closes out.
All right. We will go Matt first. So obviously, I have just been consumed with Star Wars the last couple of weeks. So we went Star Wars theme today. Matt, who was the original commander of the Death Star?
Tarkin?
That is correct. Grand Moff Tarkin.
Thought you were gonna ask me a Mandalorian question just to be a fucking douche, but
no, I'm not that kind of a guy.
Star Wars question. The Mandalorian's on. Matt, what's your deal? That's just trivia question. What's this guy's problem?
All right, Jeff. Not gonna lie, a little bit harder, but I have faith in you.
Well, I have 3.5 fucking points. I feel like I've been getting really unfairly treated.
I did multiple choice. You can't bitch at
Banner
me.
3 times has apologized to me for making my question too hard.
In my defense, I legitimately thought you knew all of those answers.
I don't know,
all right. Who is the only Rebel pilot to survive all 3 movies of the original trilogy?
Wedge Antilles.
There you go.
There we go. All right.
I didn't think either one of those were too difficult for you guys. Right?
Does Luke not count?
I don't think so because I don't think he's technically a pilot in the last one.
Oh, he has to be a pilot in all 3 movies.
It says who's the Rebel
Once
pilot.
Once you're a Jedi, you have to give up your pilotcy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like being a Canadian citizen. They make you pick.
You got to be one or the other.
Don't fuck
you
with
can't
us.
have dual citizenship.
No. Yeah.
And dip in Pen and Company Inc. All right. Good work. We're ready for the holidays now, right? It's officially Christmas season. So put up the lights, put some rum in that eggnog, and let's get things going. Before we leave the people for episode 134, Geiger, any closing thoughts?
Just, freeze your eggs and yeah.
And as I always have to clarify, he doesn't mean like the ones you buy from the store. He means
like vagina eggs.
Yeah, vagina eggs. Not to get too technical.
That's a scientific term.
Banner, what do you want to leave the people with?
Just pull over for emergency vehicles, guys.
Now more than ever, especially during the holidays.
During the holidays, in the state of our society right now, just pull the fuck over. If you're 15 seconds late for work because you had to pull over, I think your boss will understand. And if they don't, you need to get a new fucking job because that guy's a douchebag.
Speaking of pulling over, I got pulled over yesterday morning on my way to work for running a stop sign. Cop was super cool about it. So.
And that's probably because you got right over. You didn't like try and run or anything like that. You saw the lights, you go, oh fuck, and you got over.
Also, I like barely rolled it, and I was like, all right, I hope this guy just lets me go to work. I told him I was a teacher too. He was like, okay, I guess.
He's like, oh, you're a hero. You should have told me.
I was like, I'm no hero, but go on. What? All right, for the mad scientist, Brian Banner, and our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger. I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek, and we are the Bro Force Squad podcast. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. We look forward to spending more of the holidays with you. I'm sure we'll do another Christmas episode, and if not, check out our movie commentaries coming up soon. Follow us on Twitter at Bro Force Squad. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube if you just type in Bro Force Squad as 3 separate words. We're also on letterboxd.com, and you can check out all of our content on our website, broforcesquad.com. Till next time, we'll see you around the Christmas tree.
Jeff, you should have taken a selfie of you and the cop and said, a true American hero, and Officer Dave.
And Officer Chris Johnson. What's the line in Iron Man? Is it cool if I take a picture with you? It's very cool.
It's very cool. No gang size.
I'm kidding. Put it up.
Peace. I'll be out of a job.
The cop did. At first, I thought he was going to be a dick to me because, like, I literally barely rolled the stop sign. Like, it was like a 4-way stop, and I was like, he was like way back in this neighborhood. But when he pulls me over, he